everyone. Welcome back. It's another week, another show. It is the post-WrestleMania edition of Geekonomics. We got a lot to cover. A lot happened over the weekend. It was the biggest weekend in sports history.
So much stuff happened.
So much happened.
Josh's beard blew off.
Blew Josh's beard straight off. Just melted off his face.
I put a luchador mask off, and I put it on. When I had to take it off, it ripped off.
You couldn't take it off just like Dom.
Yeah.
But then you want a belt if you can't take a mask off. So
Yeah, but it's going to be a good storyline tonight.
It's going to be something.
It's going to be good.
I don't know. We're in like this weird parallel universe where like jerks and jackasses like are cheered and like the heroes are not cheered. I don't know what's going on.
Let's get into that. But like
a random guy from a bad company comes in and everyone thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. What are we doing?
We'll go through it all.
Yeah.
We got to talk about CliffsCon.
Some real heroes too.
Yeah.
CliffsCon happened on Friday.
It did.
And it was amazing.
Was it a Good Friday?
Packed. It was a Good Friday to have
a comic show. I told Cliff it again and he's like, I like it. We'll forget about it again. I'll have to remind him again next year.
Or we'll put it on it, not realize where you got it from.
Our table, we had like a lot. Like there was.
It was nonstop.
There was lines of people at our table. Like we had people waiting to come to our table. Like it was insane. It was a very good show. We sold a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody did very well.
I ended up with bruises. It was a good night.
Bruises.
I've been telling this story 3 times now.
Well, you can't just say
you can't start off with that.
I told Cliff this, and he yelled at Matt about it. So I suggested to Matt Ryan that we make sets of his book. So instead of just, if someone were to come up and be like, hey, I want to buy all the books, instead of them having to take them off the shelf, we'd already have pre-made sets.
Yes.
Wait, didn't he? He used to do that.
Well, this is, yeah.
But
he didn't like
he
it.
used to,
now he was like, I had to convince him to do it. So he made these sets, and they weren't really moving the past couple shows. So he was starting to get kind of ornery about it. He's like, these sets you suggested didn't go very good. Aren't really selling very fast. I'm like,
were they at a discount?
Yeah. Yeah, you get all 5 books for $40. So you get them for $8 a pop as opposed to $9 each individual one.
Because
you save yourself some money.
You do, but I almost feel like 40 does sound like a lot of money.
Yeah, it does, but
it's
once
still
you explain
not
to
enough
people,
of a discount.
But we sold 2 of them on Friday night.
Oh, okay.
So Matt Ryan proceeded every time we sold one to like grab me on my side, still have a bruise and a pain right here from where he grabbed me. And then after I sold the second one, he hauled off and kicked me in the shin.
Why?
Because he was excited.
Oh, I'm like
under the table.
Basically,
he's like,
it worked. It worked.
He was like blasted me in the shin.
Yeah,
my leg still hurts. I have a bruise on my shin.
Well,
from
that's
where
good though.
Kicked me. No, it is not. I don't like being abused.
Well, nobody does. But that means you had a good idea.
Yes,
and it worked.
That was his.
You get
reaction.
abused for money.
But I feel like it's all about the sales pitch, and I'm sure your sales pitch sold it.
Yes.
Maybe Matt wasn't describing it. Like, you'll save money if you want all of this. This is a collection. You get it all.
Yeah. It's been a very good couple of weeks for us.
It was the food fights. He used to. He
used to do food
sets
fights.
Of the food fights.
Set the food fight.
Yeah. It is when you say $40 though.
5 books are $40.
My wallet clenches.
$8 a book.
But if you explain why and how much they are, it might unclench.
Well, I also tell people the fact that like you won't have to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Because the new books are coming. Like he has 3 books like ready to go. So those will be coming down the road. So you're already, if you don't get in, if you're trying to get in, you don't want to like have to wait or be behind, or we're already down to 70 of the first book left.
Yeah.
Like once those are gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
So he's not going to reprint them because he's heading towards omnibus territory. So that's what we're trying to sell people on. Like, you got to get one now because if they're only going to be, and there's also a thing that we're going to like, they're only going to be available in the pack. They're not going to be available individually after a while.
You got to stop selling them single and make it
because
just,
we're down to that point. That's the thing. We're at that.
You're at that
critical
point
mass
where
at this point where we're. So we got some big shows coming. We got Terrificon. We got Cliff's Cons coming. Scott's got another show coming.
That's summer, beginning of summer.
Well, I'm saying it's not that far away.
I know it's starting.
It's coming quick.
June.
Yeah. Which Matt won't be at because I think he's away.
We have.
I might do his booth for him.
It'll be Enfield's, Scott's, Manchester, Terrificon, which
Andrew have another show somewhere in there.
Andrew does have a summer show too. Yeah, Andrew does. Scott does.
Yeah, end of June. And Scott's Andrews.
June and July.
Yeah.
So, but this is the last one of the spring.
Yes.
And it went out with a bang. It was really good. We did very well.
Still crazy to think that's the last one of spring.
Yeah.
We're already that far.
Yeah. A lot of Pokemon kids at the show.
Always. Pokemon.
A lot more than usual. A lot more Pokemon booths than usual.
Yes.
It's really starting to kick off. Like,
it's
even
crazy.
GameStop has now a $60 bundle pack that's all mystery that you don't know with a graded card.
Huh.
Well, yeah, Pokemon has never gone out of style.
Well, it seems like it's on the uptick again.
It's always. I feel like it always seems.
Well, because there was that time frame where, like, Scott's son, can't remember his name. Jared.
He would sell Pokemon.
He would sell Pokemon cards. It was a tough deal for him to sell Pokemon cards. Now he's like killing it.
Well, he hasn't been there.
It definitely.
No, I'm saying, but even Scott will have his stuff.
It definitely comes in waves.
Crazy.
Like there's like it depends on like what.
Since the two new sets
new
came out,
games
it's
and
like
sets
relaunched
because it goes like this, and then it'll drop down. Like remember the whole thing with Logan Paul having
this Charizard.
The Charizard made a big thing, but now it's like then it went away. Now it's back again.
Well, like I didn't even know. I found out last week from talking to Mariah that fiance Josh like spends his Mondays basically like at a like a card store, like just sorting Pokemons.
Is that Most Excellent?
Yep.
Yeah,
probably because they have a whole thing, and on Sundays, I mean, the place is packed because they got games going on.
Yeah,
back there.
Josh's thing is he makes Pokédex.
Yeah,
like that was his thing. Was he wanted to get the 151?
Yeah,
and like in a binder.
Yeah.
So, but then he would go to Most Excellent and he would sort through and say, okay, this is good, this is bad. These are like try and group them up.
Yeah,
and then I guess I don't know if they gave him cards because of that, or if he got a discount, so that way he could build his Pokédex out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's still a hot thing. People love it. But anyway,
never played.
I
think it was after our time frame.
Pokemon came out when I was in middle school-ish.
Yeah, I want to say you guys would be more Magic, right?
Yeah, Magic was the game I played in middle school.
Never touched that either.
It was fun. I mean, I don't know if I remember the rules.
I was playing Stratomatic in high school.
This is middle school. I played Magic.
Well, even in middle school.
High school, I felt like Magic the Gathering stayed in middle school because we went to high school, nobody was really playing it anymore.
I played like an old man's game, Statomatic. My uncle got me into it. It was literally cards with baseball player stats, but it was from like all the way back to like the 60s.
Yeah.
And every year, like each player would get their new stats things, and you can play a fancy. You can draft a fancy team, and you could play like the 1927 Yankees against the 1969 Mets.
Oh, fantasy.
Play the game.
And it was all dice.
Yeah, but all dice and everything was all based off that.
Wow.
But yeah, I played that. I was like into it, deep into it. I had my
we
own sets and everything.
We used to play we had the board and the whole thing.
Yeah, I had the whole thing. I haven't touched it.
And it was all dice. Like so, like the pitcher would pick a pitch, roll, see if it actually did what it was supposed to.
Like a ball,
then the
strike,
batter would have to roll to see if what type of contact he made and what base he got.
So it's like Dungeons and Dragons for baseball.
Yeah, for baseball. Yeah, it was crazy.
Cool.
They also had like football versions and stuff. So, but yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Then you can have like your own teams. You could like keep your own cards and like buy the sets and everything. It was like a whole thing.
Man, jeez.
Yeah, Uncle Carl was like deep into it. Like he had like a league at his high school that he would teach that.
Brian, these cards weren't just like baseball cards.
No, they were like full on cards like this, like full on like
and had all the stats written down.
For every player, like the whole
thing. I feel like
thing.
I've seen a card like that.
Yeah,
and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, probably in like some of the things you've collected over the years or bought and sold over the years.
One-sided. And it's just like a picture and just like
like their name.
It wasn't a picture. It was just all text.
It could have been but it could have like it would have like the picture of the guy's name. Then underneath it was like their stats, and on the back was like what their things could do.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It's so D&D.
It's very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Look at that! You were playing D&D before you even knew it.
No, I was playing Statomatic.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying.
He also he did play D&D though, so it's different.
I really didn't play D&D until I met these guys.
Well, I played more with Hank and because Hank had all like he had the second edition of the books and
yeah.
All I could say, it's funny.
Brian just sold the last of his D&D stuff, didn't you? Over the week at the show.
Yeah, but hold on. to go back what you were saying real quick, and I will mention that. When I was in middle school going into high school, Jeremy Graham would come to my house and be like, hey, let's play D&D. And I never played.
Yeah.
So
just the two of you?
Hold on.
That seems very boring.
Yes. So I went to his house.
Wouldn't be the player?
I went to his house for like a Saturday afternoon. And we literally spent hours. This is how his brain works.
Yeah.
Just making characters. That's all we ever did. I never went past that.
Yeah.
And it would just be like, he would be like, he was.
Yeah.
He said, ooh.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, what? He's like Kramer.
Space Cadet.
What if this and that?
Ground Control to Major Tom.
Yeah. I'm like, never played a game in my life, but I made like 3 characters with him.
A lot of characters. You're good at the character making.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. I have a feeling Jeremy would be a guy who would love character dice. You know, the ones where it has the races on it, and the like rogue and all that stuff, the classes.
Like the races, this guy.
But speaking of D&D,
yes,
I did sell one of the biggest things.
All the books and everything.
All the books. Some guy came over.
Yeah, another vendor,
and he's like, I buy all old D&D stuff.
Yeah,
and everything was half off.
Yeah, because it must go.
And nobody was really. It was picked through.
Yeah,
all the good stuff was kind of gone.
Yeah,
and I was just kind of lugging these 2 boxes.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. Gave him a number.
Yeah.
We haggled. We went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
He settled on one, and
yeah, there you go.
I was just like, coming
2
home.
less things you have to carry back.
I was like, wow, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
And those books aren't small either. They're even like the extended stuff in the folders.
Yeah.
Just have that whole folder of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me, I have that just popped in my head. On Marketplace, I forgot to share it with you last night. I saw a rack that would work for your dice.
Oh, is that one that turns around?
No, it's like an actual wooden one, like Matt has.
Oh, okay. You have to
kind of like that.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I did see another one too.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the Matt wants to take your idea, way you do your stickers for his stuff. So we might be.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk after.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe some wheeling and dealing going
on. Anyway. But yeah, it was a great show, man.
Just all popped in my head, so I had to get it out before I forgot.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it was a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do it again.
Next CliffCon's end of next month.
But his hotel one's not until November, December.
Yes, but the regular ones.
I got to do one of his regular ones.
You got to come. It's a good time.
But no, I should be a vendor at one.
Good luck getting in.
I know.
But it is summertime, so he will open up the outside.
Yeah, I want to ask him.
He does that. He does open up the outside. As long as I think you just bring your own tent.
I have a tent.
Stuff and
yeah.
Jeez, I can't even remember the last time I went to a CliffCon.
They're good, man. They're
I know. I haven't been in one in forever.
I haven't been one. They're laid back. You're not as intense as the other ones.
Yeah.
Although the last couple have been very busy.
That's good.
But I mean, they're still not as crazy.
Yeah, I should.
Matt invited me to Horror Fest, so.
Horror Fest can be fun if you're
doing
watching.
Horror Fest?
Yeah, he always does. Every year he does it.
Yeah, I could probably.
You do good at that.
I probably would. I don't know how much tables are though.
I don't know.
I should look into it.
Look into it.
Probably cheaper than RetroCon.
Yeah. It's one day too, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
Oh, I should look into that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's September, I think he said.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, September.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
It's before hockey because I think they do it in the convention center at the XL Center.
Yeah, they do it at the XL Center underground. I don't know.
They might not do it this year.
Do it this year. It might be somewhere else this year because it's the construction going on.
That is all torn up. They start Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in the books that it's going to be there.
Yeah, they might do it up on the arena floor maybe.
No, the convention center area might be done, but everything else is going to be torn up. So I don't know.
Yeah, Quit Center not really doing anything with.
Huh? No, I think they already. If they did, it's already done.
Yeah, because
they're moving their way into the arena.
Is 2 days. It's Saturday and Sunday.
I think Matt only does a Saturday though. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Yeah, Horror Fest is 2 days.
We know it's coming up. Free Comic Book Day, and it could be the last one.
Well, because of the
Diamond got sold.
Yeah, well,
and they're the ones that basically put it on.
I feel like it'll still continue.
Well, I mean, yeah, this won't be like Free Comic Book Day books. I'm saying.
Yeah. I feel like they're still going to do free books.
You don't think they're going to do the branded free comic books. It's just
no, it's going to be very interesting. Comic book world is a very interesting world right now because the distribution of comic books is very, very disjointed right now, with Diamond going under and being sold off.
Yeah,
the getting of books for comic shops has become very difficult.
But
it's not as easy as it used to be.
But Matt's, it's like he's still getting his books in.
I know, but I'm saying it's not as like you can't just like a one-stop shop like Diamond was. You have to go to like 4 different places to get your different books.
It's going to go back to the way it used to be, where you had to have
different publishers
different publishing
different places.
books. Yeah.
Like Penguin sells books, and there's this other one Matt was telling me about. Like Lunar has books.
Yeah. And
then like the independent places, you got to get different places. It's
Diamond was basically the Amazon of comic books.
Basically, yeah. But they just didn't.
Well, because they were basically doing all the work for you.
Well, they just didn't run their business correctly.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But hey, we got to get into Daredevil.
We do. Daredevil.
Daredevil Born Again. Finale. Season 1. We're going to be giving it the old rating.
Yes.
For the season. But the finale
ended on a cliffhanger, and it peeved me off.
It's interesting you said that. Because it felt like I wasn't sure where your opinion lied on this episode, because we've discussed other shows that had similar endings, and I was kind of like bummed me out, and you were like, well, that's what they do. So it's interesting to hear, because like The Bear, for instance, last season of The Bear, it ended on a cliffhanger, and I was like, this stinks because it resolved nothing, and we have to wait until this summer to watch it. And they purposely split the final season in 2. Purposely.
Yeah.
Now this, we know they came in, they retooled things, and they're filming season 2 now. But to hear you say that is interesting, because I feel the same way, because I felt like this, if this was Netflix, this would have been right in the middle of the season.
Yes.
And we would have 14 episodes.
Yeah.
This would have been right when everything started.
Because this would have been the midway point of the first season.
Yeah.
Because they would have done 18. Initially, they were going to do 18 episodes.
Yeah.
So this is only halfway through that story.
Yeah. But didn't you feel like nothing,
nothing accomplished?
What it felt like was they realized they needed to do a split.
No.
But no. But I'm saying
it felt like a wet fart is what it felt like.
but it felt like, no, that's what I'm saying though, is it felt like they were like, oh yeah, we're going to do it as 2 seasons, but they didn't. They did it as 1 season.
It doesn't.
It felt even though the season was good and I enjoyed a lot of it.
It felt unfinished.
It felt you felt unsatisfied by the ending.
The neutering of Punisher was dumb.
Why?
Like him being caught, but him being caught like made no sense.
Well, he was overpowered.
Yeah.
But did you see the after credits? Scene?
Yeah, which is also just that's like, oh, Punisher is gonna have his own show now.
No, he's not having a show. It's just gonna be a special, like a one-off.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I was turned off by it.
Wow, I'm really surprised.
It just annoyed me. I don't know why.
Because what it felt like was
the way it was.
They should have done this as a full season.
Well, yes, the mapping of the season was not good.
It wasn't good. It was very too disjointed.
Very uneven. I felt like if they were going to reshoot things and just give us a new beginning, a new ending, they just scrapped everything and started from scratch.
I think that's the main problem. They held on to too much.
They also didn't leave it on like a real cliffhanger. It was kind of like just like left. There was like nothing. It was like there was no. This is what could be happening, or this person's in peril. It was just like
Kingpin is more in power.
Yes.
Daredevil's coming back.
Yeah.
And
Punisher is captured.
Karen is back.
Yes.
And then Kingpin is now getting all these people on his side, and he wants loyalists.
Yes.
And they're getting rid of anybody.
It could also be that it was very too close to home feeling.
No, this was all done prior.
I know.
No, but
I mean,
it's too close to home.
Well, it does.
It does hint a little bit too much of reality.
This is based off a comic book storyline.
Yes.
That Kingpin does become mayor.
Yes.
I mean, this is not. This is really.
No, I know, but still,
the Punisher stuff is a reflection of reality.
Yes.
And now you can easily say this art reflects reality.
Yes.
It does.
The reality is reflecting art, because art happened first.
Yeah. You're true.
Yeah.
So, this season, while I think had high highs,
yes,
it had some low lows.
Yeah.
It had some good middles.
Yeah.
But I felt like, man, they should have just said, we're scrapping it all and starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like just keeping those...
Trying to piecemeal it together didn't work.
The Muse thing disappointed me the most. That's where I was disappointed.
Well, even just like the Bullseye stuff kind of just fell flat. It's like you kind of just like, okay.
You know what? Also weird, these last 2 episodes, didn't they feel like they could have happened right after that first episode?
Yeah.
The middle stuff could have just been gone.
Yeah.
And it could have been that first, maybe a second one, and these 2.
It was like they dragged out a bunch of stuff to get to here.
Yeah. It felt like we're in the middle of a season.
Yeah.
Not like a ending.
Not a season ending.
No. Maybe that's why they're filming season 2 right now.
That's what I'm saying is it almost feels like they should have made it a full 22 episode season.
Or full 18. They had
or 18 or whatever.
Planned.
Because it just feels like they just ended it.
It makes sense now why they had 18 episodes planned, because if they were dragging out this slowly, they needed to get to 18 to be able to finish the story.
I mean, I'll be honest. Even though we can look back with rose-colored glasses on the original Netflix series, 14 episodes to me, even if it was kind of dragged in the middle, you got to really get into the characters.
Well, even with that, they were able to do, like, with the 14, they were able to do, like, episode 6, like, one-offs.
Yes.
Like,
and
one
it felt
shots
good. It felt
to kind of,
fun.
like, break up the monotony and do, like, a random story to further along other stories.
I felt like the bank episode was good, but it kind of, when you look at the season as a whole...
Makes no sense.
It's taking place of the moving story.
But then it also didn't connect to anything.
No.
Usually the Netflix one-offs,
basically just a
something
way to,
in there is part of the overall story.
Yeah, it was also just
like
a way to connect
all the bank one was
Daredevil to the bigger MCU.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
It was a connect to the MCU, and then like nothing ever happened with that money owed or whatever, and it just the diamond didn't mean anything.
I think that for that episode, even though I liked it, I think that episode only was showing Matt realizing I have to be Daredevil, because at the end he actually kicks that guy's butt.
Yes.
But it did not connect to the rest of anything at all.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And like Kingpin asking the therapist to take over part of join his organization.
I like that though.
I know, but it was just like, what are like,
well, this is because he's like
muddying the waters even more. It's
he's
like we don't need it.
Well, because now Deadpool's Daredevil's girlfriend is now part of his inner circle.
But I'm saying, but now it's just like a whole thing. So then it's like, okay, so we know like he's gonna leave her because she's gonna choose Karen over her. So what are we doing? What was the point of that storyline? Well, she really had no point of anything besides she was just there to kind of like kick the Muse story off and then like be the impetus for the Muse story. That was all it was. And it was like such a small thing.
Again, it feels like
that it just like
unfinished storyline.
It just like got like washed over. It was like that wasn't worth anything. It was like the big villain that we were saying it was the villain. It wasn't really the villain.
No, Muse was not. And it was unfortunately
Bullseye. But then it was well, wait a minute. No, it's Kingpin. But no, wait a minute.
No, it's Vanessa.
Kingpin's wife.
Yeah. But I mean, I will say these last 2 episodes were the best episodes of the whole season.
Well, they were good. It just didn't. It kind of just fell flat.
It didn't feel like an end of a season. It felt like a mid-season, hiatus. Oh no, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think
it didn't leave me excited for season 2. I'll tell you that much.
Wow. I'm
not like waiting patiently for season 2 to come around. I'll watch it when it happens, but I could be like, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens.
Right.
It's like I know what's going to happen. They're just going to keep dragging out the same story that they were doing this past season.
Yeah.
Well, then the other thing that worries me is the movies. So and you have all these movies now, and it's like, where were all these superheroes? It's in New York. There's Hawkeye, there's Spider-Man, there's all these other people. So it's like, that. But that's the problem is you have to because
I don't. I just take it as this is
the thing that's even more like is okay. So we know this world has. I know what Josh's saying, but he didn't say the right names. Like no Luke Cage, no Iron Fist, no Jessica Jones, but we get Punisher.
But the rest could show up next season.
Yeah,
that's
and it was like the trial run to see like, oh, if they like Punisher, maybe we'll add the rest of them back. But it's like,
well, no.
Wait a minute, like, why do we?
Do you know what happened though with what's the actor's name? John, what's his last name?
Bernthal.
So, thank you. So what happened was when they were
Who just plays the same character and everything.
when they were doing the new season.
Yes.
They asked him to come on the show, and he said no. He didn't like what they were doing.
Yeah.
When the Punisher showrunner came on and they were redoing it.
Yeah.
Redid things, and he said, I'll come back. So that's why he's only in those episodes. Yeah. He's not in the middle stuff because that's the original script.
Yeah.
And he didn't like the direction.
Yeah.
He was not going to come back. So I kind of feel like season 2.
Well, it's so good he did because, he really expanded his range of characters that he plays. He basically plays the same guy in every freaking thing. Like, you watch the trailer for Accountant 2.
Oh, I know.
It's just the Punisher in Accountant 2.
Sort of.
Yeah.
You watch when he was in Walking Dead, it's just the Punisher in The Walking Dead. It's the same character every time.
He plays John Bernthal.
Yeah, he just John Bernthal.
But he's amazing in The Bear. He is really good in The Bear.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not in a lot, but when he's in it.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's got charisma.
I'm just saying
really
with
good.
the whole thing of, you're in New York City, there's other superheroes that are based in New York City, and no one shows up. No one does anything.
You know, it would have been cool
Well, the
when
thing
he
too
walked
is like
into the
Kingpin
bar.
is the mayor of the whole city, not just of Red Hook or Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
Like, there should have been some sort of something.
There was. Remember the commissioner's like, I'm going to go higher up.
He's
and
going
that's
to
why
Albany.
They killed him.
He was going to Albany though.
Yeah, I know, but he's not like going to like no one's mentioning the Spider-Man who lives in New York City, or no one's mentioning any of the other characters that also in New York City.
But we know,
like
come on.
Doctor Strange lives in New York City. It's like all these characters aren't going to care about what the mayor's doing in their town.
I will give you this. I understand what you're saying.
That's my only downfall. That's the only if it was a comic book, you'd at least get like a news report or a mention in a newspaper article or something.
Yeah.
There was like no. That's the thing with Marvel.
No, Kingpin mentioned Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they don't like.
He goes, I'm sick of these vigilantes.
But they just, don't do any kind of.
But that's what I mean. Is he mentions them, but they don't show up.
Yeah.
But I don't want to watch. When I watch Daredevil, I don't want to see Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's only like the biggest team up.
I just want to see Daredevil, but I agree with you that on this one thing, I understand what you're saying, but maybe when they show the skyline, you'd see Stark Tower.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Or Avengers Tower, or whatever it is.
Whatever it's called now, but it's not in the skyline.
Or if you had
at all.
No, or if you had like a character flying across the skyline.
Well, I don't want to. The tower would have been cool.
Far story, or if there was some report on the news, Spider-Man returns, or who's the Spider-Man, since the farther along the story that he had everyone's mind erased.
Well, nobody knows who
who is
now.
This Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like, who's this person?
With all that aside, what did you like about it, Mark?
Well, it's a good show. It's well acted, and then like Charlie Cox as Daredevil is really good.
Yeah.
Like, the show's good. It's minor things. That's the thing now. It's like, I'm not like saying it's the worst show. I'm saying
no.
It's, if you promoted this and your big thing was we reshot it to make it better.
Yeah.
And this is what you came up with.
Yeah.
That concerns me.
It was uneven.
Yes.
It was. I feel like they just started from scratch.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean.
Just go all the way back.
This just shows how bad it was that this is the best they could pull out of it.
If we had got the original
18 episodes, it would have been painful.
Yeah.
It would have killed Daredevil.
That's what I mean.
People would have just stopped watching.
What we're complaining about just shows how awful it could have been.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks that it ends on a down note.
The Muse
but
story
how
was
bad
lame.
has things gotten where people it's goes back to the stuff we've talked about multiple times. Like, you got to hire people who know the characters. You got to hire people who know the storyline. You can't just hire people just to write because they can write. Like, they have to have connection to the story.
It's the same problem that
Star
the
Wars
Acolyte had. Yeah,
the same problem, which they're bringing back again, by the way, everybody. Just a secret.
No, Acolyte's not coming back.
It's coming back.
No, it's coming back, Brian.
It's coming back, Brian.
I didn't see anything.
It was at Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration, season 2. Coming back, baby.
Not even season 2. They're going back.
Yes.
They're going into the Acolyte world.
Yes, they're going in the opposite direction. They're not getting a sequel. You're getting a previous story.
So it's not a sequel to the show, then?
No, but it's connected. It's characters from the show.
Yes.
They're going to do the backstories of the characters from the show.
You do the whole story of when the twins were young.
All right, let's put a we'll
we'll
talk about that next week. Yeah. I don't want to hear bad news.
But that's what we're just saying is like, again,
I was like, what
that was
is happening?
another show that they did it, and then they redid it, and still wasn't great.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I will say what the showrunner from Punisher came in and did was the shining part of the season. Yeah. Totally. I'm glad Karen came back because a part of me was just like, man. Yeah. And this is my complaint we were talking about in the middle of the season. These side characters aren't connecting with me. But these last 2 episodes, the side characters actually felt good. Seeing Karen felt good.
Yeah, because they put them in the storyline.
Yes. They ignored them completely with the other writers.
The White Tiger storyline was great, but it wasn't part of the story.
Yeah.
His niece is a great actress. Was set up for a good thing of her becoming the White Tiger in the show.
Well, it also seems like the more I watch it, it's like, okay, is there going to be like a time jump or something? Because it's like, if you're going to try to bring in these characters like White Tiger or whatever, like, there's got to be some kind of time jump to, like, Punisher escaped, Daredevil has been hiding out, avoiding Kingpin. Like, you can't just like jump right back into where we are.
Well, they didn't.
I'm saying with the next season.
Oh, well, the next season is probably just going to pick up. Probably like
but that's what I'm agreeing with Mark is I don't know how you can continue the second season right where you left off.
I don't know.
You'd have to go at least maybe not even a year, but like you have to go a certain amount of time to at least get stuff.
We know he ends it in the bar, and he's basically saying it's about the people uprising to take out the Kingpin. We have to be together. It would have been cool if he had walked into the bar and you saw the Defenders in there. That would have been cool. Like, we saw somebody. Anyway, I agree. Maybe a year time jump to be like, there's momentum.
Ryan, stop staring into the void.
There's things happening,
Sorry.
What is going on? Anyway, let's wrap this review up.
Yeah.
Mark, do you want me to go first? Your final thoughts and give me your number, your Geekonomics review.
I will give season 1 of Daredevil Born Again a 9. It was still good, just didn't hit the landing.
Wow, 9's really good for what? Wow.
Well, I'll give like an 8.5.
Okay.
8.5.
There's a little bit of a stumble.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9's like.
Well, 9's not great. It's not okay.
9 and 10s are really good.
Yeah, 10s are what I serve for great.
Your rating systems, like, I feel like 9s and 10s are like excellent, fantastic, and then like 7s and 8s are like it could have been there, it's just a little bit short, and then 5s
like
and
6. 7's like a C. That's like a C grade for me. Like, I go off the school grading system.
See, I go by numbers because we're doing numbers. I almost feel like we should revamp this next year.
We'll see.
We always talk about
5, 6 is an F. Anything below that is trash.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
All right. I feel like we should.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that's what Mark
the thing is, there's a 2/3 agreement on this. I think you need to change your grading system. We and Josh agree perfectly.
What I think we should do is maybe off
You're
camera.
outvoted Warnock's 2-1.
We can come up with a better rating system for next year.
But I think you should just give your grade so we can move on.
Yeah, give your grade, but I'm just saying.
We could talk about this later.
It's a little bit different, yeah.
So, what
my final
do you give
thought,
Brian?
Do you want to give your final thought?
He did.
I did.
All right. Final thought. I think Daredevil Born Again started off strong. It stumbled in the middle. I was disappointed by the Muse storyline. I was disappointed the fact that all the side characters, they didn't give enough screen time. We didn't get anything good until the last 2 episodes, and then by then it was over. So I give it actually an 8.5 as well.
Ah, look at that.
I feel like it would have been a 9. It could have been a 10. But the good outweighed the bad. But I feel like with Disney money, they should have just started from scratch. Why even keep those
time constraints?
Honestly, that is the one thing I do agree with you on.
Yeah,
I think this would have been better if they just started over.
Yeah,
I understand that they spent all this money.
It was just they weren't going to scratch it and start from scratch.
That's what I mean. They were too.
The amount of time
late.
they already announced when it was coming out, and then they decided
they were too late.
They weren't going to. It was too late in the game to redo it all over again.
I do feel that season 2, now that they're dealing with these showrunners.
Brian, stop staring into the void.
it will be much better.
Yeah, stop staring into the void.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, because the main problem is you turn away from the mic.
You're right. Okay.
All right. Moving on.
Wrestling.
Past Daredevil. What do we have else we have to talk about?
That's
Anything?
it.
Wrestling.
We're going into
All
wrestling,
right, we're into
baby.
wrestling, baby.
Everything will be next week.
Yeah, it's now time. Next week we're going to be diving into Star Wars Celebration. So
Last of Us,
because I didn't
Episode
have a
2
chance
and
to
3.
watch it yet. So we'll do 2 and 3. Yeah, so we'll get through all that. So stay tuned for that next week. Now it's time for our WrestleMania recap and the final of Season 1.
It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge.
That belt is mine. That belt is mine, baby.
So-
I have no idea.
We'll see.
Do we
Mark's
wanna-
going to be tallying it up live.
All right.
Do we want to do the bonus stuff first?
No, we're going to do actually.
No, the SmackDown bonus.
We can do the SmackDown bonuses first.
We will.
Because that was
So SmackDown bonuses, we had the men's tag team belts were up on the line, the titles. With Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns. DIY intervened, caused disqualification, so no one won that at all.
Yeah.
We also had the Andre the Giant WrestleMania Battle Royal. We had to pick our winner out of, we didn't know who was even going to be in it. Brian picked up the 5 points by picking Carmelo Hayes
Oh, thank
to
God.
take down that win, and that 5 points really saved your bacon.
It did.
Hey, so did you
Did
guys
it save it enough?
Did you see what happened with Ciampa?
We'll find out. Ciampa, he fell
He
on
fell
Saturday
and
morning.
cut his chin
his
open.
chin, so he had to
So he had to
shave his
shave
beard.
his beard off.
I saw. I
He looks
saw.
so weird.
Yeah, it looks really weird.
You know what though? With that beard, if they ever make a live action God of War movie or
Kratos?
show,
He's not big enough.
He's not, but his face
He
looks
has
like
he
Kratos.
has a Kratos face,
He
but he doesn't
does.
have the build for it.
But
He'd be like the pre-Kratos character.
but
like,
they could beef him up with CG. I mean,
Yeah.
they could do anything.
yeah.
But
I mean,
he does look like Kratos.
yeah.
And my brother was one who mentioned that. He goes, he looks like Kratos. I'm like, oh my God, he does.
Yeah. All right, so then we went into Saturday of WrestleMania.
Should we do our celebrity picks first?
We'll do it at the end when we go through all the points.
oh, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
I was going to say who
You're in
won and all
charge.
that and talk about the different matches.
Yeah.
Men's World Heavyweight Championship opened up the night. Gunther, the champion, up against Jey Uso. Jey Uso took down the win. Main event, Jey Uso
This
is now a champion.
was a fantastic match, and we
It
knew
was.
Jey Uso was going to win.
We did.
There was no
Well, we
way
all
he was.
picked him, so.
There was no way he was going to lose.
Well, I mean, there was a way, but
His intro was epic,
yes.
and I think they capitalized the fact that when he opens up Monday Night Raw, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And having the whole stadium yeeting
Yeah.
and people yeeting themselves all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was great.
It was good.
We then moved on.
Even the cheerleaders in the stands doing
Yeah.
it too was.
Yeah.
It was a good intro
vibe.
show.
Yeah. Now, these aren't in order of how the matches went. We're just in the order of how we picked them. WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton was the champion, came in as a champion, and left as a champion as she beat Charlotte Flair.
Thank God.
Clean, which was a surprising part of everyone's thought process.
She was in the middle. She was one in the middle.
We get it, Josh. Thanks.
Awesome opening with the Barbie
That's
boxes.
amazing. That was,
Yeah.
that
So
was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Poor Tiffany did get smacked in the face. It looked like she chipped her tooth.
did
She
not.
definitely
She
She did
didn't.
not. though.
Really?
No.
It looked
She
like it
posted
looked.
a photo on
She
Instagram that it was just blood from
Blood.
her
Oh,
gums that got on her
because
teeth.
the way it pooled,
She got
it
a
looked,
fat lip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it looked like it was.
Okay.
I will.
Thank God, because that looked bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will say that
She did have a welt on her forehead though from when she took the natural selection.
Tiffany Stratton, super talented. She is probably top tier women's wrestler right now.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, honestly, I've never seen her wrestle until now. When I started watching, she wasn't even in the roster.
Yeah, she was hurt. Yeah.
She does okay. People love to hate her, and I don't know. She kind of falls flat for me. And I kind of knew going into this match, this is old school versus new school, and
Yeah.
this is propping up a new up and comer
Yeah.
by beating one of the old timers
Yeah.
and giving them that spotlight. So I think we all knew Tiffany was going to win it.
I mean, I don't think everyone knew it. I just hoped it because I hate Charlotte Flair. Well, I don't hate Charlotte Flair. I just like her character.
But the way the story was going, I
Yes.
felt like we all knew Tiffany
Yeah,
was
she
going
just seems like an angry aunt. Charlotte Flair to me.
Yeah.
Then we went to the men's U.S. title match. LA Knight came in as a champion, and he was up against Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu took down the win to become the new United States champion.
And we knew Fatu was, he's been on a rampage.
He's on a tear.
He hasn't lost a match. I don't think.
He hasn't been pinned.
Singles.
He hasn't been pinned, LA Knight, to be honest with you, when LA Knight came in with the car, I was just like, man, what if he slays the dragon? What if this is the match LA Knight is capable of taking down the monster?
Yeah.
I really had a moment of doubt. Did you have a moment at all? Like, oh,
no.
Wow.
No, I knew Fatu was just going to wipe the floor with him.
You know what moment I knew we were safe? Is when he did his finisher and Fatu looked at him straight in the eye and just like shook it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're done.
Yeah, it's just weird though, because it's like Fatu is one of those monster characters. It's like, okay, so like kind of like Braun, Breaker. Like, what do you do with him now?
Yeah, he's got the belt.
No, he's got the belt. Like, what are you gonna do with him now? Just have people just feeding people to him? At this point,
That's what they're doing.
It's either that or they go the bloodline versus bloodline again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's like the only thing is like, so is now Solo gonna get like, like they're gonna do that storyline? But it's like besides that, it's like, so, okay, so now what does LA Knight do? Like, does he just fall to the bottom of the card and he's just around?
No. What if LA Knight goes to the next up?
No, he's not.
You don't think so?
He's gonna go against. Well, we'll talk about like the winner of that match.
I did think what Josh was
He's
saying
not on
about
the right side.
About Solo, but Solo came out with Fatu, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Solo came out and when he came out.
Yeah, they're setting it up though. It's gonna happen. They're gonna do Solo versus Fatu.
I thought there was going to be a friction between them.
I mean, it won't happen right away, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Then we had a little bit of a change. Rey Mysterio got hurt on Friday night, so he got replaced by Rey Fenix. So we all had to repick that match. All of us stuck with Rey.
Mm-hmm.
He did not win. El Grande Americano won for some reason.
Chad.
Yeah.
And no unmasking.
No unmasking,
which I really thought they were going to do.
He had the plate in his mask.
Again.
It's the story's now like why.
But see, that now they have the thing of, is this setting up the since the new promotion they bought of AAA?
Well, the thing with that is like, I seriously thought once they made the announcement on Saturday morning that they had acquired AAA, my first thought, I literally turned to Claire when they announced it. I'm like, well, now they got to end this El Grande Americano thing because it's just disrespectful to the place they just bought. It's like, hey, we're just buying your company. Oh, but by the way, we have like a guy who's faking being a luchador, walking around in a mask.
That's
is by putting a plate in his mask.
That's the part.
That's
the funny part.
This could set up the thing of,
like, it has to end at Worlds
They need
Collide.
to feed El Grande to AAA.
Like, I think they're gonna have him against Vikingo,
which
because they kind of set that up in the match.
And
that could be like a Worlds Collide thing.
I think it's fun. Like, you need a little fun. I think Chad Gable doing this character is a lot of fun, and people playing into, is it him, jokingly?
Michael Cole is not feeding into it.
I know.
It's just like,
I know it's Chad Gable, but a part of me felt like what they were going to do is have like a different person wrestle, and that way we'd be like, it's not Chad. But the tattoo, everybody saw the tattoo. They have the same tattoo.
They have the Olympic tattoo. The thing with the El Grande Americano thing, it's too old WWE.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
For what the new WWE is doing.
I don't mind it.
Too much of a Vince kind of storyline.
I don't know.
Where it's like, oh, hey, he's going to throw a mask on, and then he just gets to beat people up because he's got a mask on.
No, you put the metal plate. He's cheating. I think what's going to happen is a real luchador like Penta or somebody up there is going to destroy him.
Ray Phoenix is a real luchador.
Yeah, but I feel like this is the beginning of something.
Like, he's the big luchador. Like, he literally just brought him into the company, his first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And you marked him out to El Grande Americano.
Because he was cheating.
But you could have put anyone else there.
Well,
besides Rey Fenix. It could have been.
It was going to be Rey Mysterio.
It could have been Andrade. It could have been anybody.
Well, Andrade, he's disappeared. I haven't seen him.
He was at the announcement.
He was just on Friday night.
He was also at the announcement for AAA.
Yeah, he was at the thing. Like, you could have put any of those guys out there and had him like get murked out. So El Grande Americano and saved Rey Phoenix. and not had it. So now, like on his,
but now they're gonna start a rival Backlash.
Like,
they could wrestle at Backlash.
Yeah, it's just
they're starting a rivalry.
I don't like it.
I do think it's interesting though with that acquisition though. Like a lot of those guys wrestled in AEW.
Yeah.
And now they're part of WWE.
Yeah.
Especially since there's two people.
Contracts now.
There's two people that have contracts with AAA.
Yeah. One
being Nick Nemeth.
He's in TNA.
Ziggler. I know, but he also has a contract with AAA.
Yeah.
And Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
Also has a contract with AAA.
Yeah.
So I wonder if those contracts are.
Well, now they're just they're not officially WWE guys, but they're like they.
It's just one of those weird things now with them
play out their
that.
contracts kind of things.
Yeah. All
right. Next up, we had the WWE World Tag Team titles. The War Raiders came in as champions, and they were up against the New Day, and the New Day won.
I should have saw this happening, right?
You should have, but you didn't.
I should have. I didn't.
I saw it happening as soon as they came out in the costumes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about this? You talked about how you didn't like the Rey Mysterio thing. I did not like having the advertising in this PLE.
Was very horrible. It was very in your face.
Let's complain about the War Raiders dressed up as the Clash of Clans. They looked ridiculous.
Drew McIntyre dressed as Doomslayer.
He did not look happy.
He did not he was happy about it.
Also, I thought it was. Let's talk about disrespectful. I thought it was really weird that a champion wins a belt, or they're getting into a match or something, and then they go into the ice cream cone commercial, and I'm like, why? This guy just won a belt, and now you're doing a live read for the ice cream cone.
Drumsticks, man.
Drumstick. I'm like, you can't do that after.
You know what Claire doesn't like? Dr. Umstick does not like him.
I don't like the fact that
hates him with a passion.
These advertisements were in horrible spots, but making the wrestlers dress up was really
it was WrestleMania, and what are you gotta make that money somehow?
It was
but anyways, New Day won.
Cringy.
They won their 12th tag team title, being now the leader in the clubhouse with the amount of tag team titles they've won.
It's still tough pill to swallow, seeing them as heels. It's still tough.
It kind of falls flat for me. It doesn't ring.
I gotta ask you guys, real talk. This match, I don't think the audience was into it. I wasn't into it.
This was the bathroom match.
I felt the audience was very quiet. The War Raiders were trying to get people to cheer.
They just didn't care.
Nobody cared. I felt bad for them.
It's because there's been really no story behind this. It's like there was no animosity. It was just New Day wanted to win the belts.
Yeah.
That was the whole story.
Yeah.
So it really goes back to you have to put a story out. You can't just throw things together and hope it's going to work. And throw it out in front of 60,000 people who aren't like your usual fans, who aren't your diehard fans.
Well, the people going to WrestleMania are the diehards.
Yeah, but you have a lot of it's kind of like the Super Bowl where you have a lot of corporate people.
That go just because it's wrestling, so they can say, I went to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's a lot of casual fans. You don't have a lot of your all the people on the stage were all VIP corporate people. Well, all the people in the first rows around the ring, all VIP corporate people.
I get what you're saying,
but it's a lot of.
Let's go back to the story.
It's just harder to.
You're right.
Push it along
because even at the local wrestling show we went to, when that one match happened and we really didn't know who they were,
because of an injury, it got moved around.
It was very quiet.
Yeah.
This match, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It felt like a wet fart.
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing that didn't feel like a wet fart, felt like something completely different, was Naomi versus Jade Cargill.
Fantastic match.
I know you liked it.
I did.
I do have to agree with Brian on something. Naomi going away from the glow really made her actually me interested in
Claire
her
and I
match.
were talking about that too.
It was fantastic.
Claire was like, what's up with the caution tape? I said, yeah, she's kind of like the female version of Owen Hart from back in the Nation Domination days.
But great theme.
But she still has the glow shoes on.
Yeah, but the theme song's different. She's more.
But she has the light up shoes still.
I didn't see those.
I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice them at all.
Because I didn't notice it at first because they were yellow on the bottoms, but then she hit Jade with a kick and they changed color because they do that because of the pressure.
Yeah.
So they turned one of them turned purple. So he's walking around with a blue shoe and a yellow shoe.
Needless to say, I think this was a great match because I think Naomi needed a makeover when it comes to her.
She had something. Yeah.
And I think this works. It was more edge. And I've said this since the beginning, Jade Cargill needed to be singles matches away from tag team. Also, I thought her intro was such a great idea. Come on now, have the weathermen do the weather.
Oh, Joe Cantori being in there.
That was
such
great.
a bad
I was like,
screen, though.
I was
Such
like,
terrible
oh,
green screen.
it was awful, but it was one of those things you're
Yeah,
like,
it was like, this is so terrible.
But
so
it was
bad.
so good.
They
Like,
could have went a completely different storm. Like if they went,
the storm is a coming.
what if they went Marvel Storm?
Oh,
That'd have been way better.
but they don't have the right. They
no,
can't
but
do
they
that.
could have at least like done something like a superhero.
They went
as
more
opposed to,
Emma Frost than Storm.
But
if
you know
think
what
about
though?
it.
It's just kind of
These two are talented. Jade Cargill deserves to be
Yes.
by herself, and I thought they put on like once the War Raiders New Day happened, and the match before that and after that, people went crazy.
Yeah.
And this match, I thought people were really into it. Good storyline.
yes. It was a good match.
It was a good
very
match.
The show that rounded out the night was the CM Punk Seth Rollins Roman Reigns match.
Cinema.
And let me tell you,
It was cinema.
let me tell you, my wife is very mad at you
Why?
that you don't know any other memes besides that one meme.
Oh, I know.
Because she'd look over at my phone and be like,
It was
Brian to
like,
find
it was
another
like the
meme.
third time he did it. I'm like, come on.
Dude, there's
I'm
more
gonna
memes
say
than one meme.
This was honestly the highlight of the weekend for me.
I'm going to tell you right now, Saturday was way better than Sunday.
I agree with
Yes.
you. I agree. Overall, yes.
Overall,
They did a very bad job of mapping these out.
Saturday's matches and show were better than Sunday.
Yeah, like Sunday, like felt like hangover.
I was just tired, but
Bro, it just felt like it was like what?
Yeah.
Like okay.
okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Anyways.
But I want to say this match, and for me, this match, no matter who won it, was fantastic.
Yeah.
Even though I wanted to see CM Punk, but just seeing Paul Heyman not just like go one person, he going against two people.
This match got me so mad at myself
I loved it.
because I talked myself out of the winner. Like I literally was going into this match the whole weekend
We forgot.
knowing who was going to win.
He said to Seth
And I said-
Rollins
no, I
said,
said
you
it-
owe me a favor.
No, I said it to myself
No,
that I
no.
was going to pick Seth Rollins. And I
Even
didn't.
he said it last week
Yeah.
too. He said, I want to pick Seth, but I don't think it's going to happen. And
I just don't. I was more hedging my bets on points and trying to stay in the point thing here. I was more playing it safe than playing it how I wanted to. Because I was definitely going to pick Seth. I went into it completely knowing Seth was going to win and Heyman was going to walk away with him, and I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
But
It was the best match.
we'll see if it affected me or not.
Mark, that was a real.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
At Easter dinner, me and my brother, my grandfather, I was like, he did it once, and then he went, and then what?
Well, he really meant it the second
And my
time.
grandfather says he was scrambling his eggs.
He scrambled this actually good.
That was a funny comment.
But then we moved on to Sunday, and again, not in order. We had first off, we had Logan Paul up against AJ Styles in the Who Cares match.
This was my PP match.
Yeah.
I took a pee
Logan
during
Paul
it.
won, even though I didn't care.
I know.
I don't know.
Like,
I just don't.
I'm sorry,
I just don't know
I'm
what we're
sorry,
doing with
but
the Logan Paul
You
anymore.
gotta stop with the bullshit of Logan Paul wins because no one knows how to fight against his distractions and other bullcrap.
It's just
He can't win a straight match.
Yeah. Well, they did stop the brass knuckles.
But
Yeah.
they didn't because
But they had Karrion Kross. It got
Yeah.
too muddy. It was like there's too much going on now. It's like Karrion Kross now involved in this, and then AJ's now punching Karrion Kross in the face. So then why do we have this match if it really was supposed to be Karrion Kross against AJ Styles? Why didn't Karrion Kross just be in this match instead of Logan?
Well, we already
Like,
got
what is
that
Logan
match
Paul doing here?
on
because
SmackDown.
Like,
it's Logan
or
Paul
Raw.
and
But
he
that's
makes
like
money.
at this point. I've said this before. The WWE has grown past
yeah.
Logan Paul.
Yes. Nobody likes him.
We don't need him.
Nobody likes him.
He doesn't do anything to the brand. He doesn't bring anything to the brand.
No.
Like he's the one guy
He's
that
literally just a
Yeah.
big, huge turd every time he walks
he's
out into
literally
the
the one
thing.
guy that everybody hates.
It just
like no
it
one
brings
cheers
everything
Logan Paul.
down. It just brings the whole show down.
I agree
As
with
soon
you.
as he walks out, it's just I don't want to be here. I feel skeevy watching this guy. I don't know.
Well, Mariah
I
Mariah
feel-
said it best. Mariah said it best last night. She goes, because the drone stuff, she goes, oh, the drone stuff was cool. Too bad it was for Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like bad that it's that the thing I enjoy is promoting this person and like propping him up. It's like I want him to go back into the hole where he was and leave him there.
Go back to YouTube so no one
leave
can
him on
watch.
YouTube. We don't need the publicity from it anymore.
I know. I agree.
It's over and done with. It was a nice experiment. I know the person that was in charge beforehand brought him in and was all about him and wanted to get him out there and promote this guy and run off the Paul name and everything. But the company is way farther along now. We don't need this to do anything.
It's another El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
No need for it.
Yeah. It just we're better than this.
Right,
WWE. We don't need this anymore.
We'll move away.
Let them go to the other
Paul.
company and ruin their show.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we had Randy Orton versus the TBD, which we added who was going to be the TBD.
And I kept saying Kevin's going to make a surprise.
Yes.
And I typed in our group chat. This wasn't my pick, but I said, "What's his face?"
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Right, and then it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
You say his name when he appears.
I believe.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a fun match.
Yes, it was. Like I said in the chat, I think like I said in the chat, it was a good way to solve a shit situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was a crappy situation that Kevin got hurt, and there was a really good story. Would have been one of the best matches of the night, probably. Would have been just as intense as the Drew Damian match, but Kevin got hurt. Randy was kind of just left. They couldn't really throw a storyline together quick enough to make something worth something.
Yeah, you just do
so
a
it's kind of
challenge.
like, let's throw somebody out there that will make the crowd happy.
But also, let's promote our connection to this.
And give Randy the little
have
bit
the
of time
TNA
to
champion at WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Another
is,
company's champion show up at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that is right there. Just have like as soon as he came, I'm like, oh, it's Joe Hendry. I'm like, oh wait, that's a champion from another promotion
showing
wrestling
up
at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and Randy Orton got to do the
Joe
Hendry, which was hilarious.
I said to Claire, it's like you can tell now he's
having
he's at
fun.
the point in his career where he's just having fun.
Randy's just having a grand old time.
Yeah.
He's like he wants to win, but he also
I also
wants
said
to
to
have fun.
Claire, with Kevin out of the way, not that it's a good thing that Kevin's out of the way, but now that story is kind of dead until Kevin can come back or whatever happens. The stuff that happened at the end of the night now puts Randy in that spot.
Yes.
Like, you could have a humdinger of a storyline coming if they can pull it off.
If Randy can get back.
Randy's he's there.
Not Randy, Kevin, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're talking about
Randy
Randy?
against the guy who
the
did
end
the
of the
night.
Gotcha, yes.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, because they're both on the same show now.
Yeah.
Because now we know CM Punk lost.
Yeah.
Having Randy be that position makes it even more sense.
Have Randy be the first guy to go after him. Yeah.
That would be cool.
All right. Moving on. The WWE Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker went in as a champion up against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. And for some god-awful reason,
everybody loved it.
Dominic Mysterio won. And everyone loved it for some reason. We are in the parallel universe. We are now officially in Idiocracy.
Yeah, but it's wrestling. And I think...
No, we're officially in Idiocracy.
I think for me, I wanted Penta to win. I thought that's where they were going to go with this. But the Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio storyline that's happening right now, there's a fraction in Judgment Day. With Dominic winning, and he's going to have the belt, now Finn's going to be mad, and something's going to happen tonight. And I think story-wise, it made sense that either Finn or Dominic would win.
Story-wise, it makes sense.
I would like Finn to win, but...
get Finn to be the good guy to go after Dominic, because now he's going to get kicked out of Judgment Day.
Yeah, something's going to
happen.
happen.
And now you turn Finn to the demon to go after Dominic. And then that's the storyline.
What I think what's going to happen is, in my opinion...
And then JD comes back, and the two of them go after...
But what my opinion would be, now that Dom has the belt, he's going to start going, oh, well, I'm in charge because I have the belt.
Well, he's already doing that. I'm the best
and I'm going to bring in
ever.
This person. I'm going to bring in this person, and Finn's going to get more and more pissed off.
He's going to call the shots now.
Upset.
I think tonight the Finn's just going to leave. Judgment Day.
Do you think it's going to go that quickly?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to at least give like
because
a little bit of a.
They're not going to have Braun go back after him again because I think Braun's going in a different direction.
Yeah.
So, I think Braun's going after Jay. So I think that's what that's heading towards.
Yeah, I feel like Braun.
I think Gunther is going to go to like depression storyline where he's like been beat twice at WrestleMania and can't win the big match of the big show.
Yeah.
I was so
and,
happy
like,
with my
Ludwig
pick.
has to like come and like get him back up, and they're gonna go after the tag team belts, and that'll be their way of like getting him
Gunther's
back up.
gonna
and running
have
again.
performance anxiety.
Well, just be like, he'll be like just like
under pressure,
downtrodden. That he like did the whole thing. Like there's a video of him online that WWE posted of him like walking up the ramp, and he looks like crestfallen, and he's like emotional and crying that he like lost the belt. And I think that's what they're gonna like. He's gonna be like in a state of depression, and they have to like Ludwig's gonna have to like bring him back to being Gunther again, to be like, you're still who you are. You're still the ring general. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he's gonna go back to being like the mat scrapper guy and not, trying to use the belt, and like he did all those things that he wouldn't do. Kind of opposite of the guy who won the other belt.
Yeah, because he went away from that actual ring general to being just a bruiser and a
He went
but
very
also the intros to this really made me happy with my pick, because when Finn came out in non-Judgment Day colors, in the intro that had nothing to do with Judgment Day, and he even had a new
shirt.
He had a new shirt, but he also had a new logo
for some reason.
He had a new logo thing that had the FBLR.
I thought he was dressed up as a dude wipe. Because it was brought to you by Dude Wipes.
Again,
the Dude Wipe is the one that couldn't take his mask off.
I thought that too. I was like, it must be a Dude Wipe. He can't take off his face.
The product placement in that was perfect, because it's just like, oh, here comes the crap.
The Dude Wipe won too, so there you go.
Oh, poor Dom.
He couldn't even take his mask off.
That was
what was a Dude Wipe mask?
I was like, come on, man.
His main problem is his hair was too long and he didn't have it actually done the right way. So he went to pull it off, but they had tightened it up too much.
Yeah. All right.
Just painful. But anyways, moving on. Women's World Championship. Probably one of the better matches of the whole weekend.
Yes.
Io Sky against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
Yes. All three of them were
Io
fantastic.
Sky took down the win.
I was calling this Io Sky because I felt like they were ignoring her.
Yes.
And they did.
They did. And I thought
the whole match they ignored her.
All three are amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Io Sky and Rhea, that Io Sky has beaten her every time.
Yes. And Io is also 4-0 in Fatal 3-Ways.
Right, which I learned as well. Yeah. But I thought it could have gone to Belair, but I feel like this is going to give them Belair.
Well, Belair,
Rhea.
like I said, she's a SmackDown person. She's going to go back to SmackDown now and get involved in the Naomi Jade Cargill storyline. Yeah. So that's going to be that. Rhea's still going to be going after Io
Sky. Yeah.
So that's going to be the backlash.
They're great together. When they wrestle, I think they're both fantastic.
Although now Liv's available again because of what happened there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the boringest street fight in the history of WrestleMania.
It wasn't even a street fight.
It was
up against
trash
Drew
cans.
McIntyre.
A lot of trash cans.
It wasn't even a street fight.
It was the boringest street fight ever.
They should have just called this a tables match.
They should just called it a no disqualification match, and not called it a street fight.
Yeah.
Because a street fight
if you
should
have a
be
street
in the
fight
street.
and not one person walks out with blood on them, that's not a street fight.
Yeah.
No one
That's
ended
just
up in
no
a
DQ
garbage
match.
can. Like, no one ended up in like a
Like you just fell
dumpster.
through
No one went
tables,
through a car.
Guys got like dropped onto,
trash cans.
More people got
Tables.
hurt. More people. There was more injuries involved in Steve Austin driving his quad around the ring.
Oh my God.
Than there was in this match.
All I gotta say is, I'm Steve Austin, and you're watching Jackass. And he crashes into the wall. That poor woman. Okay, I want to mention this. Steve Austin crashed into the wall. There's this woman who's sitting there. Not only did that happen, but when maybe it happened during the Braun Breaker Penta Finn Balor.
They threw the tabletop.
They threw the tabletop.
And it hit her in the face. The same
she
person.
was sitting there, and it went right
in front of her.
And they were like, I saw them checking on her.
Yeah.
And I know Steve Austin went back.
It was Nick Khan that was checking
Nick
on
Khan,
her.
the
So
guy
it was
in
like the head of the
charge,
whole
too.
company was
Yes.
checking on her. So it must have been someone big to be able to get Nick Khan to go take a look at
That
it.
poor woman's getting.
So I said to Claire, I was like, but speaking of which, going back to that match, Braun Breaker, Carlito should get like a special award for
Taking most
most
spears?
murked guy.
Oh my God! He doesn't wrestle. He's just the fall guy.
Takes spears.
Is he a stunt guy? Because that's
He's
all he
gotta
does.
be.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
Eats apples and does stunts.
He got blasted through that table.
Going back to that too, though. some of those spears that Braun was doing, where he wasn't going off the ropes, he still looked like he was going 25 miles an hour, just in like 5 feet.
Speaking of crazy moves,
he
like
did
go
that
back
whole
to Saturday
one
night,
across.
like Seth dropping the pedigree on Roman as he was doing a spear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy.
Yeah. There were some good matches.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great moves, but like Braun at one point speared somebody from one side of the outside of the ring to the other side.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did he get that fast?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, Drew McIntyre won that whatever match. It was just the match that happened. Then we had the women's WWE tag team belts.
Mm-hmm.
The champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez up against Lyra Valkyria and her partner that she had to find because Bayley got beat up the night before. And who do you think Lyra called? But her old friend Becky Lynch returned.
Oh my God!
To take
I wish
it
I
was
had
amazing.
changed my pick of who won. After I'm like, I should have changed the pick of the winner.
We said to Debray, like we should have asked like to change their picks. We should have been able to.
Yeah.
Because that's how Claire got 2 points because she was able to pick with knowing that.
Well,
Becky was in it.
I did say it. I said who I thought it was going to be, but I also said I'm keeping mine.
That's what I mean is I should have changed mine.
Yeah. I would have changed mine instantly if I knew it was Becky.
Yeah, I mean this was fantastic.
But now you have Lyra Two Belts, who got to speak none during the press conference.
No, she got to answer
one question, but she's basically just there.
Becky's kid answered more questions.
So I think this is like the only thing they could do with Lyra is to turn her heel and go after Becky or be mad at Becky because she's not getting any attention. If that's what they're going for, then it would work.
They have a tag team. They're going to be together.
What I'm assuming is going to happen is this is setting up Becky to be the mentor and actually teach and get Lyra to actually have a voice.
I agree with that.
What do they do with the Bayley storyline? Like, does that do something for? It's got to do something for Bayley. Like, who took Bayley out? If it's not Liv and Raquel, who took out Bayley?
Yeah, it's gonna give her a new storyline.
Like, is that gonna be her going after Chelsea or her going after somebody or something?
Well, that's what I mean. That definitely set up. Someone took her out.
It has to go somewhere. You can't just like. And I know like there was a whole thing online like this was the story right along that Becky just wasn't gonna be ready for anything else before this. She was only gonna be ready for WrestleMania.
But it works at WrestleMania.
So they had to like have somebody be that person, and Bayley like volunteered to be that person. So
they know what they're doing.
Yeah. So it needs to be some story going on, like who took Bayley out.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do have it be Liv or it's whatever, because feeding off of we didn't do it. No, we were set up because like last time.
Because we didn't take out Jade. We didn't take out
No,
Bayley.
I don't think it's going to be Liv because they were generally shocked when Becky came out, story-wise.
Well, no, but
I don't think it's going to be.
Well, I mean, they knew shocked that, no matter what, but they weren't expecting her to get Becky.
Yeah.
They were on it.
I mean, if anything, it was like amazing. Like I said to Claire, it's like great long-term storytelling because I literally said like the last match Becky had was against Liv in the steel cage, and that's when she left and her contract expired. So she didn't come back, and they kind of like Liv did the whole story at that point. Like I retired Becky Lynch, and she's never coming back.
Yeah. Well, now they can, but now their tag team match. I mean,
so now they'll do like they'll go a little bit. I think they'll do.
I think it's going to be
the two of them.
I wouldn't be surprised they set up a combo thing of, Liv is mad that Becky's back, but also she is the reason Becky's back because they took out.
They took out Bayley, and now
they're going to that whole conflict of, well, if we didn't take her out, we wouldn't still have the belts. And
that'd be interesting to see like what they do tonight with Bayley. Like, does she come out? Does she like come out with them? There's some kind of whatever.
I mean, all I gotta say is two things. Lyra, the audience was actually really enjoying her, which was nice to see.
She also wrestled really well this time.
She's amazing. She's an amazing wrestler. She just has no personality.
I think. Having
She's a
Becky
blank chalkboard.
Having Becky there with her, I think, like Josh is saying, though, I think will bring her up, and I think it'll
bring
help
her up,
a lot.
But she needs someone to help her talk.
I thought last night was a good starting point.
It's also like the thing of like, if you can't have a personality with Becky, then what are you doing here?
But as a tag team, they did fantastic. Actually, the whole match was great.
Yeah,
it was all fantastic.
Yeah, and then to wrap up the whole weekend. The wet fart that was the main event of WrestleMania. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was the champion. John Cena won in probably the boringest, stupidest match I've ever seen at WrestleMania in my life.
He came out with a plain
black, but who cares? Like at the end of this, I was like, what are we like? Come on.
It was fun to see.
And now he's like the thing in the press conference.
Oh, I like the press conference. Was funny. That was funny.
Yeah. I don't.
That is clickbait. I'm not going to answer that. That is clickbait. I'm not going to answer that.
I don't know.
Well,
that was funny.
And then it started off with him literally ripping the plates off.
Well, he had the
of
plates
Cody
and just
Rhodes
threw the plates on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, we get it. You're anti-establishment
But again, it's still the problem.
But you're not going to change your music,
right?
Because you're not going because the fans don't deserve it. You're not going to change your outfit because the fans don't deserve it. You're still going to sell merchandise because the fans don't deserve it. What are we doing? Why?
It's getting so lazy now.
It's like boring.
You didn't come out with a video package.
I don't care.
Fine, but you can't come out to the Vamanos, and like the whole outfit and everything because you're like.
It's like tonight he's going to talk about why he's killing wrestling. It's like I don't care.
I'm the champ now. I'm going to destroy everything. It's like. Okay, who cares? We got other shit to worry about.
To be honest, like when he announced he was retiring, I was like, you'd already had. It's like, why do we need to go through a year of you doing this?
It's so fun to listen to you.
It's like, I don't care.
I honestly, I've been enjoying this storyline personally. I don't think it's that bad. I thought the match, I will agree with you on one aspect. I thought the match felt sluggish.
The
pacing was very slow.
For it to be the main event of WrestleMania.
It felt
the all-time like the biggest match of the whole weekend. And this is how you end the show.
Which was Saturday night, in my opinion.
I know.
That was the bigger match.
So this is how you end the whole show. This should have been Saturday night's main event. And the other match should have been Sunday's main event.
This should have started it off. That's how boring it was.
Yeah, you could have had this be the first match.
Like, the whole thing of him doing this was to show he can still wrestle. This match showed he can't.
Well,
the way he wrestled, the way he wrestled in this match, showed that he was in story can't wrestle because he had to go so slow.
Yeah, he was purposely toying with Cody. It felt like a cat toying around with a mouse.
But it didn't.
He was very slow and deliberate.
So,
and he wasn't wrestling like he normally would because he doesn't want to please the fans.
No, John Cena as a bad guy is what we just talked about earlier with New Day as a bad tag team. You've established your character too good as good guys that turning heel now
it's tough
doesn't land.
It
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. There's no point to it. If this is your swan song, this is your last WrestleMania.
I know.
Ever.
To go out
your last WrestleMania
as
ever.
a heel is weird.
You're going as a heel, that's one thing. But to go out and this be what people are going to remember you as, this is what you chose to do.
Well,
it's just story-wise. It just makes no sense.
Well, like, they literally had to call out the New Day with their outfits with, it's a three-headed unicorn and one of them's dead because of Big E. And it's like, who the hell cares?
Who cares? Why do you keep bringing up Big E? He's not going to come out and do anything.
Well,
he's in the after show. He's on the post show, sitting at a desk.
I think you guys mentioned about Big E coming back or something.
Well, I know that'd be the only way it would make sense.
I was hoping for the New Day to win. They did it such a boring way. It would have made more sense in the story for them to be shitting on Big E. To have Big E come out and be the one to get them to win.
Yeah, or lose.
Or cost them the win.
Or something.
I mean, there's nothing like beating a dead horse, but they're beating a dead unicorn at this point. It's like, get over it.
I mean, honestly, for me, I knew, like, you guys are a little down on the John Cena stuff. I don't mind it, but I agree on some aspects. I don't feel like he should go out as a heel. It is still tough to watch.
Well, that's the other part. I
just felt like he was
who ever watched wrestling, no matter who it is, you're new to it. I've watched it my whole life. Josh has watched it a long time. Like, we all know he's not ending as a heel.
No, he can't end as a heel.
We all know it's your last year.
He can't. And
if you do, it makes no sense.
To be a babyface for 20 plus years, and to go out as a heel is crazy.
It's even more dumb. Like, it's even more dumb if you're gonna be that guy.
Be that guy.
Stop selling drumsticks.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. They gotta make their money.
Going on like the after party and DJing at the after party and thanking the fans for being there.
Well, he's still gonna do that. That's not in character.
But no,
but
again,
if you're gonna do this,
yes.
do it.
Yeah.
Like when Hulk Hogan turned heel.
He still made movies.
In NWO. When he did
didn't.
that, when he was outside of the WCW, he was a bad guy. He didn't talk to fans. He didn't do anything. He held it. It's like if you're gonna do this,
and he dropped the N-word a lot.
If you're but if you're gonna do this, I'm just saying. But if you're gonna go full heel, on this, like Undertaker, like anytime he was the Undertaker, That was it.
But unfortunately,
you have to do
they're
this
in Hollywood.
full now.
I think that's the problem.
No, but Brian,
you have
the
a hard time.
The problem is
you're going to send this guy who literally just did all this at WrestleMania, and the next couple weeks he's going to be on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon promoting Peacemaker.
But that's not until August.
But still, it's like in a couple weeks.
But The Rock does that too. The Rock says horrible things.
That's why The Rock wasn't there.
Not in it all the time.
Like
he's promoting
they literally just did the thing
Rock
where The
is
Rock
a character.
They literally just said The Rock isn't going to be around because like The Rock even said like he can't do it anymore. He can't be the bad guy because it was hurting his businesses.
Right.
So that's why he wasn't at WrestleMania. That's why they didn't involve him.
That's why Travis Scott came out and not The Rock because he's doing promotions and he even said it. He can't do a lot of the bad guy stuff.
I mean,
because it hurt. Like people were coming up to him at his businesses, being like, "Why are you beating up Cody Rhodes?" Yeah. And they're like, "People don't get it."
Well, first of all, you should get it, and I think it's entertainment. People love villains.
But then again, the other problem is they brought it up. It was mentioned in the thing. Oh, he won the belt in a dirty way, and they go, "Oh well, Ric Flair did it." And they go, "But Ric Flair was a bad guy
his whole career.
Or like he didn't win it the good way, and Ric Flair had the record.
It was a boring match.
It was a boring match.
It was painful. But it was the worst way to end WrestleMania. See
how this all plays out. I don't think
it doesn't matter how it plays out. It just felt.
Like tonight,
it was such a down note.
He's gonna do a promo.
Way.
He's gonna do a thing to come out and talk about why he's killing WWE and how he's gonna kill the sport of wrestling, and he's gonna take the belt with him when he leaves. And you know what I'm gonna say? Go. Let's give someone else a belt. You're not the true. Like I'm the last true champion.
Go ahead, take that
Who
belt.
cares?
We have other belts.
CM Punk left with the belt, and you got another belt. When he was gone, and you were the so-called fake champion.
Yeah.
And when CM Punk came back, you lost, and he didn't have the belt anymore.
Yeah. They'll make another
Who
belt.
cares?
Something's happening. Something's brewing. And I feel like WrestleMania, the next WrestleMania, it could be building up The Rock versus, like, what if it's John Cena?
It's not. He's gone at the end of the year.
He can't be. He already said it can't. He's done.
He's done. This was his last WrestleMania.
To have him come back and wrestle in another WrestleMania.
This is his last WrestleMania.
Makes it stupid.
Well, we don't know when his final show will
be. And if he did this whole thing and then he says he's not retiring.
His final show.
I'm just not going to care anymore.
His final show is going to be in was it October? They already said it. That's his final show is going to be in October.
December. There's a show in December.
Yeah,
December. Is the last one.
We'll find out. All right.
Anyways,
you guys don't really care. I don't mind it. But let's move on to the points. We're beating a dead horse.
It just literally like ruined a really good WrestleMania.
I think Saturday was a better night.
Saturday night killed Sunday night.
Yes, I agree. Also in points because we all did way better on Saturday.
Well, not all of us. Some of us did pretty good across the whole board.
Okay.
But anyways, going through our celebrity picks.
Yes, let's do that.
Starting out at the bottom of the rung, Brother Tony had 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
For the weekend?
For the weekend. John James had 8 points as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jay the Tech had 11 points. Matt C. Ryan had 12 points.
Oh, nice.
Then Mark, the manager, had 14 points.
Mark Bouffard from Chi-Chi's.
Jen had 14 points.
Yep.
Just Purcell had 15 points. We're not getting into the top 5 of folks.
Okay.
Jeremy Leary from the East Coast Basher crew had 16 points.
Nice.
Scotty Wild had 17 points.
Yeah.
And winning our celebrity challenge was my wife, Claire.
Wow.
With 18 points.
Oh, my Lord.
She killed it.
That's pretty good.
She had one wrong in each night.
Wow. One wrong on each night.
Yep.
That is impressive.
Yep. Well, she had 2 wrong on the second night, but 1 wrong on the first night.
It's not impressive. No,
so 3 wrong out of all the matches.
That's still impressive. That's good. Nice.
Yeah, and she even said Karen was going to show up during the AJ Logan Paul match.
Yeah, and
she picked him as who Randy's opponent was going to be, but then she was like, "Oh, well, he showed up during AJ's match, so do I still get a point?" I'm like, "No,
you can't just change.
No, you can't change it." But for us, on our side of things, Brian, and Josh both had 17 points.
What?
Yes.
Josh, congratulations, buddy. Me and you.
Yes. I
He's
had
not even there anymore.
16 points.
Wow.
I'm looking at this because I think Mark did the math wrong on mine.
What were you talking about?
Recount.
No. Like I have 17 points.
Yeah.
But you have 7 on Sunday and 9 on Saturday.
Oh no, I changed it. I fixed it. I just didn't write it on your sheet.
I'm like looking at it going, wait,
I did catch it. I just didn't change the numbers on your sheet.
That's all, like I have some. I just did the math again just to make sure. But I was so confused.
Going into WrestleMania, I was up by 12 points. So if I only had 1 point behind you,
Mark won by 11.
I won by 11 points.
Well, just give me totals. I don't.
So finishing it up, Josh finished with 120 points.
Yay!
Brian finished with 147 points. I finished with 158 points.
Oh my God.
So you're.
Oh my God. Wow.
Champion.
Mark is Mark Warnock, everybody. Mark.
The bad guy wins again.
The bad guy's always winning.
Another win for the bad guy. And I'm retiring with this belt. I'm taking it with me. I'm ruining the challenge.
Oh, jeez.
Mark
He's taking the challenge home with him.
I'm taking the challenge.
He's not going to do it anymore.
He's not going to do it anymore.
We're done. I'm retiring the competition.
Oh, my Lord. Well, congratulations, Mark.
Yeah.
I really was hoping that I would, inch.
I told Claire I was going to bring this home with me, but she said not to. She's like, I don't care. It's not going to do it. But I'll have a championship.
But now, see, there's a place you can put your name.
I know. It's right on the back.
I was thinking on the back on a silver Sharpie.
Josh probably has one.
You can put
not
your
on
name.
me, but I do.
Josh always has Sharpies with him. He
And
carries
the
them
year.
everywhere he goes.
I don't have a silver Sharpie on me, but
But it'd be cool that when it gets passed around, you just add that, and then we could over the years we'll have everybody.
Yeah, so so I get to wear this for the whole.
You get to display it in your office.
No, I get to wear it every show.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Until the next. Until the next thing.
You get to have it on you at every.
You can do whatever you want with it.
We're gonna put it right here. Every show, it's gonna be just right here.
Oh well, yeah. That's a. I was hoping you were going to do that instead.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be there on my side.
Look at that. You could do whatever. It's your belt for the year.
In perpetuity, it'll just be there.
You could do whatever you want with it, Mark.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sharpie idea on the back, I think, would be a nice touch, and then the front. I don't know if you. I erased the name that was there.
Yeah.
You could put your name there if you wanted to.
No, just put let's write out.
It's your belt. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's your belt for the year.
Yeah. But yes, so.
Man.
I am the
first champion.
Inaugural.
Jeez.
Geekonomics wrestling champion.
I was so hoping I was gonna inch.
Do the John Cena holding against my head.
You're gonna kiss it. You're gonna kiss it too.
Carry it around like this. Put it on my back so it's facing the backwards.
Well, because you have to say goodbye to the belt. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. I just carry it around like this, like Cody Rhodes.
No, you hold it underneath.
I'll have Mariah come and she could be my Paul Heyman. She can carry the belt for me.
Yeah. Yes, my tribal chief.
Yes.
I can't believe Cody Rhodes lost the belt, though. I was really hoping he would.
What do you do with
it.
Cody Rhodes now?
He comes back and goes against John Cena again.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen.
I don't know. There's a lot of people after WrestleMania. It's like, what do we do with this person now?
Well, Cody Rhodes is still the number one. People love him.
The problem is now, if the stuff with The Rock is what people are saying, you can't have him come and go, no, you're going to join the bad guys. You got to see it.
Well, because they were initially it was heading towards they were putting a team together.
Right.
And now they're not doing anything. It's just Travis Scott for some reason.
But it's always been, it was The Rock, Travis Scott.
180 pounds soaking wet.
I'm kind of glad Travis Scott showed up, and I was kind of not into that. And
luckily, it also took forever.
Yeah,
Like you have him come out and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, he's just
and then walk down the ramp.
He just stood there for like a good 15 minutes just so the belt over himself, just doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Travis Scott.
Yeah. I have a fake belt. Yeah.
It has duct tape on it.
Yeah, that has like hardcore written on it.
It's a base off the old hardcore belt.
Now he has a clothing line called Cactus Jack. So he's like a bad guy.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like
his clothing line, Brian.
That's who
hardcore
Cactus
guy.
Jack is?
Yeah, I know. I thought it was actually Mick Foley.
No.
Yes, that's what I thought.
No, that's
how
I don't
old
know
I am.
how he co-opted the brand name.
Like I saw the thing, I saw him promoting it. I'm like, oh, Mick Foley's putting on a clothing line? That's pretty cool. Then it was like, oh, Travis Scott. I'm like, oh, I don't care now.
Well, wasn't Nick Foley in a major car accident?
Yeah, he was at Hall of Fame though.
Oh, how is he? He looked
He's
good.
back.
Right.
He's fine.
He looked good.
He was fine.
The accident, he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good.
But
Well, congratulations to Mark for winning this year, the first year.
He kissed it. He did it.
He did it.
Did it. I
So
kissed the belt.
Josh, we got to up our game.
Look at the shine on that sucker. Look at that. Ooh, look
I know,
at the
jeez.
sparkle in the. Look at it.
And you know what I
That's a
think
great
would be
lighting
fun?
for that.
Ooh, look at
That's
that.
a great lighting
Ooh.
for that belt. Jeez.
Look,
Yeah.
look at that shimmer.
Man, look at that.
Look at that.
Man, I look good with a belt on. I think you should win more titles.
You should wear belts.
Should
Keep your
wear
pants
more
up.
Just needs to be
titles.
bigger.
I should get a belt buckle like this and walk
Guys,
around with it.
I think next year, going into WrestleMania, we should make packages. Wouldn't that be fun?
Like promos?
Yes, because now we're gunning for you. We're gunning for you.
You mean like
Like packages, like us, like
No,
going,
I'm
like
not gonna
doing
do promo.
stand-ups. Yeah,
I'm not promoting.
I'm making a promo.
You can. I'm not. I did say that was.
when they did that.
That
when
was
they
a
played
good
that
video. That was
on
a good
Saturday
video.
night. I literally was like, oh, the greatest one of the greatest theme songs ever.
The nostalgia
the greatest theme
of
song ever.
that song playing and just like
so good. And I was like, oh, unfortunately
But
they
I
gotta
like
like.
drinking.
Unfortunately, like he also has Living Color, which is also really good. But it was really cool to see Living Color.
Oh, that was my favorite intro.
Yeah.
Was CM Punk. His package was amazing, but
I mean, Seth Rollins won with the flamethrower. That was pretty sick.
and the Messiah. He brought back
Then
Messiah.
then he turned into Messiah
but
afterwards.
that Josh made a great point. The fact that he burned down into ash,
Yes.
came back up as
Yeah.
Messiah.
As soon,
Yes.
as soon as that
On-
happened, went,
on
oh no,
Easter,
who's gonna
on
win?
Easter Saturday. That's like how appropriate to come down as the Messiah on Easter weekend.
That shoulda gave it away.
The funny thing about that is he hated that.
Yeah,
He hated being the Monday
Messiah
Night
character,
Messiah.
yeah. But it was funny though.
But
'cause
that was too perfect.
he's walking down the ramp and he has sunglasses on, and I turned to Claire and I was like, "Oh, look at his sunglasses have a crown of thorns on them.
Yes.
Oh, did they?
They have
No,
like they were
when
all
he
like
when,
on
when
the
he went
side,
to the white
like
when he went to
thorny
the
looking.
white, it
Yeah.
had like barbed wire
Yeah,
style
stuff
look
on the
to it.
side
I'm
of
like,
his sunglasses.
oh my god, he's doing it.
He's gonna do it.
But I think he's doing it the way he wants to do
He's
it.
doing it a
not-
different way. It's
yeah.
not. He's not there to like be the Messiah for like people to worship. He's there as the savior of wrestling.
Did you guys
you-
have
did your
That he's
chair
saving
lower, Mark?
wrestling from.
Mark, your chair's lower. Like
I know. Yeah.
Josh?
you look tiny.
Didn't you guys
jumped
have
on
a
it and
moment
lowered.
of when he had the flamethrower and he's wearing that baggy outfit? I was like, oh, please don't catch on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really had
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
as soon as but I'm like, I hope that's fire retardant because
Yes. But then it's funny.
I'm not.
Obviously,
Jared,
they
go on.
cut the black in the stadium, but they cut the black on the broadcast.
That really went low.
It was completely black.
Did you also notice that they cut the black during the match when he went to? Oh, that was another thing.
They
I forgot
did
to bring it up.
briefly.
You know what? They
He
didn't cut the
said
black.
Mox.
Huh?
He said Mox
He did.
on
He
camera.
did. He said everyone's left you, and you've
Turn your back
You
on-
pushed everybody away.
You pushed me away.
You pushed me
pushed
away. You
Mox
pushed Mox away. You pushed. Or like, no, who's here to save you now?
Yeah.
You don't have anyone left. I left you. Paul left you. Mox
has
left
left
you.
you.
Everyone's gone. You're by yourself. You're all alone.
Explain the Mox.
That's Dean
That's
Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
Oh,
is
okay.
He's now John Moxley in
His
AEW. That's his real name.
His
Gotcha.
original wrestling name was John Moxley.
John
Gotcha,
Moxley. Yeah.
gotcha.
So that's
When he
his-
came to
yeah.
WWE, they went with Dean Ambrose instead.
Yeah, they changed it. That was
Yeah.
back when they would change everyone's names.
Tonight is going to be Monday Night Raw. It's like, oh God, I'm gonna
Raw
watch
after
it.
Raw after WrestleMania is always intense.
Yes.
Debut.
I know.
Yeah, that's the other thing is because they didn't do what we thought they were going to do with Randy Orton.
Well,
will somebody show up on Monday Night Raw?
Well, is it going to be a Rusev Day?
Or yeah,
because this Friday is Aleister Black Day. Because they put a date on his promo.
Yeah, the promos they've pretty much set in stone.
4/24/25, and that's
nice.
Friday. So
yeah, I'm excited for tonight. I'm also excited for sleep because I feel I don't
have to work, so I can watch it live too.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm so happy tonight, so I can get out of here.
Yeah. Anyway,
maybe we'll take my belt home tonight, though. I will show the wife the belt.
Yes.
You know,
and put this.
You guys bring it home tonight just to be like, look, I won.
I think next year.
I know she won't, but hey,
a bigger belt. And
we need to upgrade the belts.
Yeah, for every.
Yeah, I mean, this was just
if Blitzkrieg can update their belts, we should update ours.
Yeah, exactly.
For next year.
I did notice that.
This is our first year belt, and we'll have a new belt for next year. Congratulations goes to Mark for winning our first ever wrestling challenge. Season 2 begins tonight.
Well, Season 2 begins at Backlash.
Well, Backlash, but you know what I'm saying, story-wise.
Yeah.
We're in the preseason. We're in the preseason.
Rapid fire, too, because it's Backlash is May 10th, and then Money in the Bank is June 7th.
Oh, I love Money in the Bank.
So it's gonna ramp up again. We're gonna be right back in it.
My only thing with that is now, I'm not saying you have to do this, but are we going to do something for Worlds Collide at all, or is that an NXT promotion that we're not?
Well, no, because WWE guys are going to be in it, so we'll see.
It's the same.
It could be like our Saturday Night.
Which is crazy that they're doing two different promotions,
2 shows one day
at 2 different venues,
right down the
same
street
day.
from each other.
Do you see that, Brian?
Yeah.
What?
The Worlds Collide and
it's happening
Backlash?
At the Kia Forum, which is literally down the street from
the Intuit Zone.
Backlash is.
Oh, really?
It's the same day.
They're doing
one show at 3 o'clock, the other show at 7
Worlds Collide will be at 3, and then Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
Nice.
But anyways, I want to thank everybody for the support. I want to thank the fans. Unlike John Cena, I will never turn on you. I will always be
the people's champ.
The people's champ.
Mark won that for Dusty.
I did.
I thought about that the other day. I did think about that the other day. That you drove Dusty Rhodes around
for one day.
Yeah, but still, you did.
I did, and I hung out with his son. So,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just one of those things that pops up in your heads of, man, we actually did some crazy stuff that no one would believe if we told them.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah. But anyways, so we'll be back next week. We'll have a full Star Wars Celebration recap.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have that for you.
Did you even look at any of that stuff at all?
No, Brian hasn't looked at it all yet.
No, I know. I know what happened at Star Wars Celebration, but
not enough that you didn't know that they were bringing back Acolyte.
But they're technically not bringing back Acolyte. You told me it's like a whole new thing.
The same guy that the Stranger's coming back. They're showing his origin.
He did a whole thing at
they're going to do his origin.
Brian.
So
I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
It's the worst character I've ever seen.
Yeah. So that'll be happening. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about episodes 2 and 3 of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And
Season 2.
episode 1 of Andor. And
I won't.
Not even episode 1. It's
I haven't even watched episode 3 of Andor yet.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Mark? Isn't it 1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, and 3 of season 2 of Andor drops.
My God.
And we'll be previewing Thunderbolts.
Did you watch the new trailer for Fantastic Four too?
The new trailer looked good.
Yeah, the new trailer looks amazing. But all that and more next week. As always, be safe, be well, be kind,
bye-bye.
Be the champion.
Rewind, please like and subscribe. Good night, Bob.
See you, Rocky. Night, Howard.
Congratulations, Mark. Our champ is here.
The champ is here.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah!